We went from the old wood grain looking like this to the refurbished center console looking like this. What's up YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. So in the last video I posted, I ripped off the fake wood trim on the Land Cruiser center console, and unfortunately for me, all this sticky residue is still here, not to mention this big chunk right here. So I asked you guys on YouTube what I should use to clean off all this sticky residue, and you guys recommended googone. So in this video I'm gonna try googone and see if it can remove all this stuff, including this thick part right here, but we'll see. Probably not a good idea to spray it near these switches, so let's clean that out a little bit. Alright, so now the googone's been sitting for roughly about 5 minutes. Let's see if we can get this stuff off, especially right here. So using the googone, it looks like most of the residue, at least the light stuff, already came off, which is kind of nice. All that's left, obviously, is the heavy stuff that probably needs another round or two. And also, this big sheet of double-sided tape back here. This looks like the googone did practically nothing. Probably needs to be scraped off a little bit more before the googone will take effect. So looks like I'm going to be scrubbing this guy for a little bit. I'll come back once it's done and show you the results. Alrighty, so after a couple hours of elbow grease, I got the center console kind of where I want it. So all these sticky stuff from the edges are now completely gone. These guys took a couple passes with the googone and now they are pretty clean. The top part with the thicker sticky stuff had to be peeled off manually, which took the most amount of time. After the thicker double-sided tape was taken off, googone pretty much took care of the rest in one shot. So right now it's actually pretty good, but if you can tell, the plastic is still pretty faded from just, I guess, 20 years of sitting in the sun. So what I'm going to do next is take it one step further. I'm going to sand down the top right here, the surface, and give it a nice light flat black coat, and then some clear to finish it off to make it look brand new again. So now that I've sanded down the surface, you can kind of see where there's a little bit of discoloring along the edges where I guess, like, you know, my hand or the drink would have rubbed. I've got some discoloring here where I sanded it a little bit too much, where that sticky stuff from, I think it was some type of Velcro that the previous owner put on here. But in order to get this perfect, what I'm going to do next is use some lacquer thinner, prep the whole surface, do a first layer of primer, second layer base coat, and third layer of clear coat. And after that, it should be really, really nice. What's up guys, welcome back. Now this is actually a couple days later, and as you can see, the center console is painted with the base coat in black. Now I don't know if we can get a good shot of this, but you can see the base coat is kind of dull. That's kind of what you want when you paint, at least the base coat, is because we also have the clear coat to go on top still. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to give the base coat a light color sand, maybe 2000 grit, just to get the surface nice and smooth for the clear coat to go on top. Now also I have a confession to make, is this is the second time that I've done this. Why it took a couple days was because I painted it first with the cheap Rust-Oleum stuff and it didn't turn out good. There was the texture wasn't even, and I didn't prep it properly or something, I don't know. So I had to strip all that paint off and then redo it with the Dupli-Color, Dupli-Color? Yeah, Dupli-Color paints. Now these guys laid down way easier, they were way more consistent, so definitely would recommend you getting like a higher quality paint, you know, especially if you're a beginner like me and you're not really good at it. But I think so far it turned out okay. Let's wet sand this guy and get some clear coat on here. So now after the light color sand, you can see the dullness is still there, and you've also got some fine scratches on the surface. However, these scratches now, even though they look scratched, they're super smooth. So when the clear coat lays on, it'll also be super smooth and then bring the gloss back. I think you might be able to see it a little bit better on this guy. You see how the center where it sticks up is mostly scratched up. You kind of don't want to mess with the edges too much. Like, I mean, what I mean by that is don't want to sand them down too much, because the edges stick up a little bit. So you might go through the base coat really easy. And if that happens, then you gotta paint the base coat all over again. So be careful when you're color sanding. The base coat, the black, goes through, the sandpaper will go through the black really quick. So next up, we're gonna prep. Make sure the surface is free from any oils, from my hands touching it, and any type of debris. After we prep, we're gonna use this tack cloth and take off all the little dust particles right before paint, and then we're gonna apply the clear coat. So let's see what happens. Okay, here we go, guys. This is after it's been sitting outside in the sun for roughly about a day, maybe like 5 hours or so. But it was a really hot day today, over 100 degrees easily. So the paint is pretty much dry. And as you can see, the gloss is actually pretty nice. There are some imperfections where like a little bit of dust fell in, or like a bug stepped on it or something, but I think with a little bit of light polishing it should come out really nice. So before I install this, I think, yeah, I might do a little bit of polishing on this guy to make it look, you know, completely like flawless, and then after that I'll show you guys the results. So here is the trim piece finally, after a light buff, a polish, and a little bit of wax. You can see the reflection is pretty good for a you know, rattle can paint job. And the polish actually got most of the dust out that was stuck to the clear coat. I guess like when the clear coat was drying, some dust got into it. But right now it looks pretty good, almost like it was supposed to be this shiny from the factory. Next up, I'm going to put all the pieces back in. We've got the little leather boot, we've got the switches, and of course we've got this little block off plate, which is right here. Wow, look at that shine. Alrighty. And here we go, boys and girls. All the pieces are put back into the center console trim, including the cup holder, which I did not refinish because I figured cups and stuff would just go in here and scratch it up anyways. So it is a little dull compared to the mirror finish of the trim. Now, before I put the buttons and the shift boot back in, I did use the 303 cleaner and protector, which is this guy right here. Basically what that does, it protects any type of like leather or vinyl or dash interior trim in general from the sun and the UV rays, so it lessens the chance of it to crack and tear. I also used it on the buttons to make them a little bit more shinier, but as you can tell, it's definitely not as shiny as the brand new painted center trim console. Now all that's left to do is put this guy back into the car. Obviously the last step is reinstallation, so let's put this guy back in. And there we go, everything is reinstalled. And as you can see, it is almost as glossy as the new piece we bought earlier for the shifter, and that's kind of what I was going for. Just for comparison, we went from the old wood grain looking like this to the refurbished center console looking like this. So now with the center console completely redone, you guys are obviously going to ask, hey, do you think it's worth doing? For me, personally, because I had the broken wood grain trim on there, definitely yes. You can tell the shine is almost like the brand new plastic piece that I got earlier installed, and that's kind of good, kind of what I was going for, and it just looks a lot more classier than, per se, this. So next question would be, would I do it all over again? And it kind of looks like I almost have to, because like I said before, this guy is falling apart, similar to the center console before, but just not as bad. For those of you guys that want to do this at home, some tips I might offer is definitely do not cheap out on the rattle can. Like I said before, I got the Walmart / Home Depot rattle can before and primer, and it turned out terrible. So save yourself the trouble, spend the extra, I don't know, $5 and get the better stuff. Now, I will leave a link in the description down below to all the stuff that I used for this, I guess, refinish. So that way you can start off saving time, saving money, just getting it done. Another little tip that I might offer is make sure you prep the surface correctly. So what that means is actually wipe down the surface with some type of acetone, lacquer thinner, something that cuts the grease and the dirt off. So once the grease and the dirt is off, the primer will stick properly. If the primer doesn't stick properly, or if there's some type of oil or dirt on the surface, the paint won't stick, obviously, and it'll just kind of ball up. You'll have to take everything back off and restart it all over again, just wasting time, wasting paint. One last word of advice: if you're planning to redo your center console just like I did in the gloss black, make sure you also replace this guy, the shift indicator plate or whatever it's called. I do have a video of me swapping this guy out, so if you're curious, make sure you check out the link in the description down below. But other than that, I mean, pretty straightforward. Results are great. Spend a little bit of elbow grease and get great results like this. A very cost-effective way to keep your Land Cruiser looking as best as it can. One last question before I let you guys go. Do you guys think I should also do the same process to this piece of trim? Take off all the wood, repaint it, make it nice and shiny and black, just like the shifter bezel, I guess. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to go ahead and hit that like button. And for more Land Cruiser and Overland content, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.